This is Xi Shi's first time in the state of Wu. Couldn't imagine that King Fetri would want to favor me right in the court.
Xi Shi was left feeling helpless.
But the people of the kingdom had no dignity. He could only obey in humiliation.
However, Fetri was not satisfied.
Then he ordered Xi Shi to dance. Xi Shi had been tortured to the point of exhaustion. After just a few steps, she suddenly fell to the ground. Such a grave error was punishable by death.
Bijin quickly knelt down.
He repeatedly cowered to Fetri, begging for forgiveness. Fetri deliberately made things difficult for him.
Without hesitation, Bijin began to imitate a dog's bark.
Seeing this, the ministers of Wu couldn't control their laughter.
Holy family, the chancellor of Wu was unaffected.
Suddenly, he felt as if a thorn had pierced his heart.
Because Bijin's action was not a childish trait. Rather, it was to preserve his life so that the state of Wu would not be consumed by Wu. Only then did he completely disregard his royal status.
Before the king of Wu, he wagged his tail and then,
Facing Bijin, who appeared subservient like a child, deliberately tossed aside the bone. The humiliation was self-evident, yet Bijin picked up the bone, continuing to mimic a dog. Historically, Bijin bowed to Fetri for 10 years, his office narrowly covered with the phrase, "Wo Shen Qian Dan." In reality, Bijin submitted both physically and mentally, was humiliated to the utmost degree. This scene steeled Tahichi's resolve,
determined to become a formidable beauty,
and influenced Rizzo's charm
To regain Yu's power,
as well as retrieve the king of Wu's lost dignity.
Thus began the delicate intrigue centering around Tahichi. Along with family's strategic manipulations,
they began to unfold in mutual cooperation.
for Yu led the strength to attack Wu directly. Therefore, Xi Shi had to undertake risky actions.
Win over the heart of King Fetri, make him indulge in absurd political affairs each time. Thus, the state of Wu gradually started to disintegrate politically.
Xi Shi was immersed in her forlorn beauty.
Before entering Wu, however,
He secretly mastered the 18 forms of art and tactics. His affectionate schemes were one after another.
In the past, Fetri adhered strictly to the rule.
Nisha had no women's skill in pleasure and indulgence before.
He quickly became captivated by her.
He crowned Xi Shi as the beauty of the West. Then every night at Xi Shi's place.
It continued like this indefinitely. Fetri overindulged it excessive, began skipping early morning court sessions routinely.
This made Prime Minister Wu Zixi assess the impending crisis. Yet, King Fetri had a good testicle, basking in the grandeur of two states. On the one hand, seeing Gujio's humble states as no threat. On the other, he was bewitched by Xi Shi, to the detriment of his health. Have become powerless towards political affairs. Who would have thought Wu Zixi had so many schemes? He even went so far as to arrange a group of fake assassins, with the intent to carry out a trying to test Tahichi. Instead, Tahichi didn't seize the chaos to assassinate. Instead, she stepped up.
Shielding King Fetri.
Such sincerity and resolve.
How could King Fetri not be moved to prove Tahichi's innocence?
He directly rebuked Wu Zixi.
Using a group of fake assassins to test Lady Xi's loyalty.
Perhaps only you, Chancellor Wu, could do such a thing.
The king says, listen. The Duke considers I love you state's pastries, therefore I am deemed not a true Wu native, and I humbly ask, Chancellor, you are from Chu. Which state's cakes do you now fancy?
Xi Shi's retort left Wu Zixi speechless. But at the same time, he realized this Yu woman achieved mastery with her hands.
Was something special, so he took advantage of Fetri hosting a banquet.
And brought Ling Fan, an envoy who had been to Yu.
To watch Xi Shi dance together,
Ling Fan immediately recognized her.
He had served under his
Saw Xi Shi at Fan Li's house.
Her relationship with Fan Li was extraordinary.
she was no ordinary dancer.
Ling Fan then followed Xi Shi to her chamber.
Surprised by how beautifully she danced.
She had already become the king's favorite.
You know I'm the king's favorite. And yet you dare to act so boldly toward me?
By the horse, I saw family and Gujian. You're involved with them, aren't you? No. Come with me to meet the king. They're spies from you.
Xi Shi is infiltrating King Fetri's site. Their family and Gujian watching Fetri closely.
If his identity is exposed, then Fan Li and Gu Jian will surely die. Xi Shi stands before Fetri,
graceful as a willow's wing.
in the face of national enemies. He is sharp-witted and ruthless as a traitor. When Fetri rushed in upon hearing Xi Shi immediately and quietly knelt down, giving Liao found no chance to retaliate.
Great king. He suddenly barged into my chamber. He mentioned that just now, with a graceful dance, unfulfilled desires.
Beauty's weak.
King Fetri only felt heart. He immediately drew his facing high peaks. The world only knows Xi Shi for her beauty that's unmatched.
Unbeknownst to them, he used all charm and stratagem.
Only to protect Yu's two great strategists.
Gu Jian and Fan Li.
Fan Li hurries to ally with Gu Jian, a king adaptable to change.
Choosing unwervingly to stand by his side.
Together, they take care of the horses at the Wu Palace.
Then continued to mock the stables after leaving.
Relentlessly bribed Wu officials for his use. The
The
most famous among them was the Chancellor of Wu, Bo Chao.
He and Prime Minister Wu Zixi were originally King Fetri's right-hand men.
But were swayed by Fan Li's lavish bribes.
begin passing various bits of intel to family. Meanwhile,
Xi Shi also reports the king's movements.
continuously out of the palace,
Upon hearing that King Wu is engrossed in pleasures and has long neglected court affairs,
family concocted a daring plan. It brought Xi Shi to a cabinet, then opened it. Inside was a secret passage to Wu Palace.
If we can replace the King of Wu, Yu's fate might be altered.
Stick to the plan without any mistakes.